Now, I've been arrested before physically. First time I got arrested was in New York while an assistant pastor at Abyssinian Baptist Church with my late pastor, the late great Reverend Dr. Calvin Otis Butts III. And he taught me how to take my ministry to the streets through his activism. And the first time I got arrested, I was protesting, a young seminary student in the late 90s, protesting the killing of Amadou Diallo. And you remember Reverend Sharpton led a movement and a campaign, and there were literally thousands of New Yorkers getting arrested. That's the first time I got arrested. Don't hang around Reverend Sharpton. You might go to jail. Paul and Silas ministry. And so when I came in 2017 protesting the Farm Bill, Capitol Police said, you got to disperse it. And I said, look, we've come to this place because a country that would take food out of the mouths of hungry children has a heart problem. That a budget is not just a fiscal document, it's a moral document. Show me your budget and I'll show you who you care about. Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And so we've come to get the room ready because the nation is in need of moral surgery, because if this budget were an EKG, it would suggest that America has a heart problem. They listened to me and they hauled me off to jail. I think about that now because now I'm on the Agriculture Committee and I'm writing the Farm Bill. Along with Senator Gillibrand and so many others. And so we're grateful to continue to do this work. I reintroduced last week the Down Payment Towards Equity Act, which will give folks who would be first-time homeowners a leg up as they begin to try to buy their first home. So much work. We are deeply, deeply, deeply honored to do. And for me, it's really an extension of my ministry and the work that I've tried to do for so many years. Raise your hand if you or somebody you know. If you or somebody you know has had your student debt relieved. Raise your hand. Come on, testify. That's what we do in church. Don't be shy. If you or somebody you know has had your student debt relieved or canceled, raise your hand. So our president set out to cancel people's student debt, and the Republicans came and sued him and said, we can't do that. And I've been asking this question, particularly in rooms where there are a lot of people of color gathered, because this has disproportionately helped us. It has closed the racial wealth gap. And so when folks ask you, well, what have they done? Why should we show up and vote? And it's interesting to me because the people who ask that question, if you ask them, almost all of them either had their student debt relieved or they know somebody in their church, in their family, who's had their student debt relieved. We have done $3.8 billion of student debt relief that has helped 4 million Americans, closing the racial wealth gap. So when people ask you why you should show up, you tell them that elections matter. We've done $7 billion of investments in historically black colleges and universities. $7 billion. Black unemployment is at a historic low. The starting of black businesses is at its highest in 30 years. And so we have to continue the work that we've begun to do. I'm grateful that we passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill because we have to build community wealth even as we build generational wealth. The CHIPS and Science bill, in which there is language that there are those of us who insisted that we invest in black colleges, that we can't do CHIPS and Science and not build up the infrastructure of black colleges, because we do research too. We just need the resources to be able to do it. And in that Inflation Reduction Act, we capped the cost of insulin. Raise your hand if you know somebody who needs insulin. Come on, that's everybody. We capped the cost of insulin to $35 of out-of-pocket costs for seniors. And now I've got a bipartisan bill that will do that for everybody. So thank you so much. This work for me is an extension, a continuation of my ministry. And above all, we have to fight for the franchise. We have to fight for voting rights. We have to fight for the democracy. Because voting rights is not just one issue alongside other issues. It is the framework in which we get to fight. Democracy is the whole game. And so I was proud to introduce a couple of weeks ago, to reintroduce, along with Senator Durbin, we reintroduced the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. And while before that, the Freedom to Vote Act, and we have to pass both of those things. So stay on the wall, sisters and brothers. Keep preaching the gospel. And when necessary, use words.
Thank you, Reverend Warnock. You are magnificent and you are a true servant. Thank you.